512, welcome back, and we'll start with SpaceX. They launched a Falcon 9 rocket carrying another batch of Starlink satellites into orbit. It makes our cell communication down here on planet Earth a lot easier. So this was just last night. Rocket lifted off from Cape Canaveral in Florida, carrying 21 internet satellites, including 13 with direct-to-cell capabilities. SpaceX landing the Falcon 9 first stage booster on a ship stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. Did so just minutes after liftoff, and this was the first stage booster's first flight, and it was a tremendous success. And then today, NASA is launching two separate missions on the same rocket, and it's going to help us better understand the origins of our universe. And here to talk about this is a NASA expert, Dr. Phil Korngut. Thank you for being here. I love the whole one rocket, two missions thing. Talk to me.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Absolutely. So we're going to be launching two payloads on a single rocket. So this is the SPHEREx mission, which is the one I personally work on, as well as the PUNCH mission. And rideshare is just a really efficient way to get bang for your buck out there. And we're very lucky to have two really exciting science missions that are going to kind of the same neighborhood in low Earth orbit. And so it's a really efficient partnership.
And how will the information that you're able to get from this mission be able to help us better understand the universe we live in?
Right. Yeah. So SPHEREx is going to make an enormous three-dimensional map of the entire sky. So we're making a map of the large-scale structure of the universe, like all the galaxies and points where they lie in 3 dimensions. And from that, we're going to learn about the very first instances right after the Big Bang. As well as studying where water is. So life as we know it needs water, and we're going to survey the Milky Way to find our water and study the history of galaxy formation.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I read this week that they found something on Mars that looks like that they used to have an ocean however many eons ago. Is that kind of information that you're also expecting to learn out there?
Yeah, Mars is not particularly our study, but indeed the concept of looking where water comes from and how it might affect the conditions for life is right along SPHEREx's alley. And yeah, we're going to just study all the water ice. The vast majority of water in our universe is not liquid. It is ice because it's cold out there in those molecular clouds. And we're just going to survey the whole galactic plane and understand the conditions where water forms and how that interacts with the formation of planets like Mars and Earth, and how that works in the stages of development.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, the reason you're so interested in finding water out there, ice, is because that could lead to life. Is that what we're talking about here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as far as we know here on Earth, all life requires water. That's an absolutely essential building block for the conditions for life. And so we're going to take a big old census of where that water is in our galaxy and how that interacts with planets forming.
And Doctor, right before we let you go, is there any sort of prediction, anything that you are expecting to learn that you can share with us on the program this morning?
Yeah, well, I think we're gonna learn about the very first instance right after the Big Bang and an epic cold inflation. And I am just so excited about getting this data. It's been so long in the making to get this spacecraft together and off, so I'm just unbelievably excited.
All I can say is NASA nerds unite. It's all to benefit us. Love it.
Absolutely.
Dr. Phil Korngut, thank you very much for your time and talent, and we are excited about this one rocket, two missions, and all of us learning in the process. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right now, we talk about